Are you an atheist?
Holy fuck! You scared the shit out of me.
David, are you an atheist?
What? My name's not David, it's JR. What the hell
Are you an atheist?
Yes, I'm an atheist. What of it?
When did you become an atheist?
In my mid-20s.
What happened when you were 15?
Well, I started to get hair where there was no hair before. On the soles of my feet. It turned out to be a medical condition. I'm not sure how that's relevant.
Are you open to evidence?
Evidence for what?
God created everything.
Well, if it were sufficient evidence.
You're someone who has no faith or no belief in a higher power or a creator, but if you were shown evidence, you would change your mind because you're open.
Yes. You could have fucking warned me you were going to do that. You nearly crushed my...
Flick through the pages of the book I just put on your lap, look at the colour pictures, and I'll ask you a question. Do you believe that book could happen by accident, that nothing produced the colour pictures in the book, that red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet ink fell from the sky and formed itself into those beautiful pictures, and then black ink fell from the sky, or from nowhere, and formed itself into coherent words, sentences, capitals and periods and commas, making sense, page numbers fell from the sky, all in order, and then it bound itself and formed itself into a cover with artwork, and there we have a book.
My God, that's one hell of a straw man. Piss off. I hate those friggin' things. Sorry, where were we?
Is that what you believe?
Of course I don't believe that ludicrous scenario. For a start, I know how books are made.
You see where I'm going with this?
Not really. People make books. Books which you, apparently, enjoy dropping on people.
What would you think the mentality of someone who thought a physical book could make itself?
They'd be pretty silly.
What would you think the mentality of someone who thought the instruction book for life, DNA, made itself?
Who claimed that DNA made itself?
That's atheism.
No, atheism has nothing to do with the origins of life. It's a position on the proposition that there is a God. And DNA isn't a book.
Scientists call it the instruction book for life.
You realise that's an analogy, right?
The instruction book for life.
I heard you the first time.
The instruction book for life.
This is going to be one of those conversations that's like talking to a brick wall, isn't it?
The point I'm trying to make is very simple. Book designer, bookmaker, DNA, intelligent designer.
I understand the point you're trying to make, but you're taking the analogy literally.
Did you know that those instructions, the instruction book of your DNA, just your DNA, was laid out end for end?
I die!
Would go to the sun and back a number of times?
Oh, sorry. You were speaking metaphorically. I wasn't sure because of the whole DNA as a book thing.
That sun's 93 million miles away.
Yes, if you took every strand of DNA in every cell, it'd stretch billions of miles, but just a single strand would only be about 2 meters long. Most of the copies of our DNA are basically the same, except for some specialized cells like gametocytes and the mitochondria, which has its own DNA.
That book of instructions is so comprehensive.
It's not a book, it's a molecule.
Do you believe DNA happened by accident?
Not by accident, through natural processes. And our cells synthesize DNA all the time, so we know it can be assembled without a God. As for how DNA originally arose, the evidence suggests it formed through natural processes. We aren't absolutely certain how.
You're talking foolishness.
Look, just because we don't know exactly how it first arose...
Its origins don't matter. The fact that there is intelligent information tells us there must be an intelligent designer.
But you were just talking about its origin.
So where did the intelligent information to selectively arrange the building blocks of DNA come from? That know-how and forethought does not exist in any of the materials from which life is made, and the laws of nature have no purposeful capacity to write a book or arrange its pages. So where did that specified information come from? Its origin is certainly supernatural.
Climb down off your soapbox, Ray. It's not intelligent or specified information. It's not even information in the way that you're using the word.
We're not just talking about human beings, we're talking about every form of life. Fleas, cats, dogs, elephants, cows, horses, trees, plants, everything has DNA. The instruction book for life.
Yes, they all have DNA, but it's not identical. In fact, the DNA we have in common is strong evidence for common descent.
Explain it to me how a program could make itself out of nothing on how to make a human eye, giraffe size, elephant size, cats, dogs, puppies, flowers, birds, trees. Every living thing has DNA that's so complex, it's mind-boggling. It must have been a genius beyond any human reasoning that put it together. And to say it happened by chance is infinitely sillier than saying a physical book happened by chance.
So now you're calling DNA a program. And nobody is claiming that DNA made itself out of nothing. Misunderstanding analogies and making a straw man of my position aren't arguments.
All I'm doing is reasoning with you. I'm not arguing. I don't want to win an argument. I'm just saying I want you to concede something that's absolute common sense.
What you're calling common sense is a naive assessment based on scientific illiteracy.
Take Richard Dawkins. Have you heard of him?
Yeah,
Do you believe nothing created everything, a scientific impossibility, which is what he believes?
I don't think that's his position.
Well, he says it. It's insane.
If you're referring to when he debated Cardinal George Pell on the Australian TV programme Q&A, he was responding to a question which he acknowledged was outside of his field, and he explained his understanding of Lawrence Krauss's hypothesis. I really hope that nobody, I don't know, edits clips from that programme together, taking it out of context, making it look like it's Dawkins' position, and removes the part where he actually explains what Krauss means in order to make it look like he has no answer. But I don't think anybody would be that dishonest.
It's a default position. If you say nothing created everything, then you're agreeing with Richard Dawkins.
No, it isn't the default position, and it's not my position.
But there has to be something that created everything. You just wasn't God. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that I don't believe nothing created everything, but if you were to ask, how did the universe come to be as it is, I'd reply, the Big Bang.
But that doesn't solve your dilemma of the initial cause. There has to be an initial cause.
When it comes to the cause of the Big Bang, I don't know. There are hypotheses.
If there was a big bang in space that from there issued cats and dogs and horses and cows, the sun, the moon, the stars, the seasons, and all this marvel of creation came from a big explosion, what caused the explosion and where do the materials come from the explosion, and why is there such incredible order from the explosion? Every explosion I've heard of creates chaos, not order. That makes sense?
To begin with, the Big Bang wasn't an explosion. It was the rapid expansion of the universe. Secondly, the Big Bang didn't spew out cats and dogs and things. Are you picturing an actual explosion that spits out animals and planets and shit? Seriously?
This is what you're looking for if you were looking for truth. This is your information that you need to say, oh, that's logical.
I'm not even sure what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say, Haley, I just want you to think.
Jesus Christ. My name's not Haley.
Blasphemy, using God's name as a cuss word?
I don't care if you consider it blasphemy.
Did the information I gave you about DNA make you think deeper?
No, because it didn't make sense.
Do you now believe in God's existence?
No. Wait, what's that in your hand? Did you just pull that out of your...
Behold, the atheist's nightmare.
Holy shit! How did you know that I'm allergic to bananas? Ah. I hate those friggin' things.